Órale, Cholo Choque, los tres chingones boxing shots, all the chingones y chingonas, man. Man, there's a lot to get into. There was boxing on Thursday, and there's going to be boxing next Thursday, too, that nobody's talking about. We'll touch on it just for a quick second, but let's go ahead and let's bring in all the chingones. El gran chingón, el mero mero one, Mr. David Contreras.
Hey, what's going on, Ed? Yeah, we have a lot to talk about, man. I can't wait to talk about last night. Listo.
Hey, man, and we just got to give you your props, man, for that badass interview that you did on Tuesday.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It was a good interview. Very enlightening. We learned a lot from him. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and let's bring in the boxing scientist from Mikey TV 365, Mr. Mike Zavala.
What it is, Ed. What it is, Dave. Let's get it on. Vámonos.
Let's get ready to rumble. Nah, Charlie, let's actually start rumbling, you know?
Hi, Vanessa.
JC, Vanessa, Kyola to everybody. So, hey, guys, all right. Let's start with my guy first, all right? Let's start with one Mr. Connor Ben, who fought last Saturday at 150.6 pounds. So it wasn't necessarily 147. He wants to get down to 147. Since his comeback, he has not fought at 147 yet. He fought at 154 and 150.6. Everybody keeps bad-mouthing my guy, and I'm not going to put up with him much longer, Holmes, okay? He has not fought at 147. Quit talking about his power, man. He's fighting bigger guys. But let's go ahead. Let's hear it. David, what did you make of Connor Ben on Saturday?
You know what, Ed? I like him because you like him. There's no doubt in my mind. Dude, I've been lifting all my life. I've never taken steroids. But a lot of my best friends, a lot of my camaradas, the gyms that I've gone to, I've seen them shoot up in the locker room. You know what I mean? I know a lot about steroids. There is no doubt at all in my mind. When he was fighting in England, dude, he was a steroid out monkey, man, without a doubt. He was steroid out. When you see him now, these last two fights, even his body, look at his body. It's I know that he's fighting at 153, 154, but his muscular, look at his body. Usually when you take steroids, you're swollen. You know what I mean? I've been looking at different pictures. Dude, there is no doubt. And he got away with it. Well, not really, because he still can't fight in England. He still can't fight. So that's why he's in America. He's not the same fighter, Ed. He's not the same fighter. And, you know what? And there's a reason why who was it that was calling him out? Oh, Tank Davis. Tank Davis doesn't call anybody out. For him to call him out is because he saw, I think, what a lot of people saw, that it's not the same. It's not the same Connor Ben that we saw when he was roided out. But, we'll see. We'll see at 147.
Okay, okay, okay. Mikey, man, he made the trip across the pond. He's fighting over here now, which I like personally. I just don't like that they're fighting at a time that is suitable for the UK. If you're gonna be fighting here, fight here, become a star here. But what do you make about Connor the Destroyer Ben, Holmes?
Yeah, I mean, he didn't get the knockout, so
Mm.
and he got caught with steroids and his body. He was like all cut up and all that, and he's losing weight. Maybe it's that. Um, I don't know. I don't know. He won the fight. It wasn't a robbery. He won the fight. It was a good fight, good scrap. But he won the fight. But he didn't look like the destroyer. I don't know, man. We'll give him a couple fights, and if he's not the destroyer, then he was on roids, man.
Yeah. Well,
Oh
he
yeah,
was on roids. He was on roids. Not anymore.
yeah. Oh, then he's not on roids anymore, so he's not the destroyer. So
No,
yeah,
he's not. Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay, all right, all right. You guys are over there, and you guys are saying what I'm hearing a lot from other people as well, saying like, "Oh, he was all cut up." He's still cut up, man. He still has a good physique. I don't know the whole. Oh, he was cut up. It's not like he got all panzona and gordo. He's just
yeah,
out of
no.
shape. He's got a dad bod. No, he still looks good, man. He still looks in great shape. Um, you remember he was on a long, long layoff, and let's be clear, he did not get caught with steroids. He did not get caught. Okay. All that's under investigation. Nobody's been able to prove it yet. The whole werewolf thing came out, which I was like, you know what? Lean into it, man. Come out with a shirt that says egg power or something. Just lean into it all the way, man. Um, I still think he looks good. He had a long layoff. He had a long layoff. He hasn't fought down at 147 yet. He's thinking of, I mean, not thinking, he's trying to get down back to 147. I think that's the way to go. Tank Davis is calling him out. That fight does not happen. If it does happen, I'm telling you guys right now, Connor will destroy Tank, but that fight's not happening, man. Any thoughts on that? Any thoughts on that? On what I said to
I don't see
moderate
that.
him at least?
You know what, Ed? Pull up some pictures when he fought. What's the name of that guy that he knocked him out in the first round? Well, when he fought, what's his name? He's also an announcer. He was a former world champ. Chris Algieri. Chris
Okay,
Algieri.
Chris Algieri, yeah.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
pull up that fight. Look at his body. Yeah, he's still muscular, Ed, but he doesn't have the definition, the veins popping out like he did at 147 at that fight. And before that fight, there was another guy that he knocked out who was also a really good fighter. I can't remember him. He destroyed him like in the second round. And that was supposed to be, this guy was a good fighter from America. He's just not the same anymore. But you know what? I want to see him at 147. I want to see him at 147. Do I believe he's using steroids right now? No, I don't. He just needs to get back to not trusting the power of the steroids, not pulling a Margarito, but just trusting his, because he does have power, Ed. He does have power.
Okay, all
But
right,
the
all right.
steroids just gave him that additional push. You know what I mean? But he does have power. He is a fairly decent boxer. I think he'll do well without steroids.
All right, fairly decent boxer. I'm telling you, he will beat anybody at 147, man. He'll beat
He'll
anybody.
be Boots
But
Ennis. He'll be Boots
Nah,
Ennis.
he won't be Blue tennis.
I want to see that. I want to
I
see
know.
that.
But will he beat
I,
Boots Ennis?
No, no.
I
You
put my
said
money on
everybody.
him. Yeah, I put my money on him. Yeah, I,
Really?
I
No,
would bet. Yeah,
Don't,
yeah, I
Really?
Ed,
would bet.
stop,
Yeah,
Ed, don't
yeah,
listen. You go,
put it on him,
don't
dog.
put, don't bet the house on that one, Ed.
No, don't bet the house.
Man. He's a good 147 pounder. I like Connor Ben. Who did he fight? What was that dude? The American African American fighter, the American fighter. He was solid. He had the
Chris Algieri was good.
no
Chris
no
Algieri, former
this fight
champion.
right here. Richardson, no, ¿cómo se llamaba? The
Oh,
fighter.
oh, the guy they just beat.
Yeah,
Peter
Uh,
something. Dude, I had never heard
yeah,
of him.
I
Yeah,
follow him on Instagram. He has good fundamentals. He was slow. He was there to
yeah.
get hit, and you know what? He gave Connor Ben a good fight. Like
He did.
Connor Ben won
He
the
did.
fight and everything. But I'm like,
Yeah.
he was using the Philly shell and all that. Dude, Boots Ennis uses the Philly shell. It's just like, and he's big, strong, long. If Connor Ben thought he's little, like, man,
yeah.
I don't think he'll be Connor Ben. I mean,
Okay,
I don't think he'll
that's
beat
what.
Boots Ennis.
Dobson.
Okay,
JC said his name is
yeah,
Dobson.
yeah,
Dobson.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Dobson
Peter
was good. He's
Dobson.
solid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, he was an undefeated fighter. I'm not trying to pump him up like he's all that great. He was an undefeated fighter. I think he was on like 16-0, but at 35 years old. But he was a bigger dude, man. He was a bigger guy. So, all right, well, we'll see what's up with Connor Ben, man. Gentlemen, let's get to last night. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man. I was looking forward to the co-main event. Keyshawn Davis, this was his 10th fight, going in there against a real, proven, crafty, tough veteran in Pedraza. And wow, dog, he looked good. Is it because Keyshawn Davis is that good, Mikey? Or is it because Pedraza already has a lot of mileage on him? Well, what's going on here?
Yeah, no, Keyshawn Davis he did what he had to do. He beat up the old veteran, stopped him, and that's what you're supposed to do. And Pedraza's a good name, crafty veteran. But yeah, he's long in the tooth. In other words, it's over for him. And this was a good name for Keyshawn Davis, and he did what he had to do. I don't know how else to explain it, but he is solid. But you know he needs to fight somebody that is in his prime to see. He needs to get a test. But this was good. It was a good test. It was a good name, and he did what he had to do. That's all I gotta say.
Okay. David, Keyshawn Davis, it didn't seem like you're really that big of a fan of his, man, because of his style. But what do you make of him after last night?
You know what? I wasn't a big fan of his. I compared him more like to a Mayweather hit and run, but at an older age Mayweather, not the young Mayweather who's knocking people out. So I was not a fan. But I'm telling you, after last night, I'm not a fan yet. But I forgot that Bomac trains him. I forgot
Mm.
that he's in that camp. You know what I mean? Crawford was there, giving him that push, that extra push, and that changed my opinion. I just go, okay. I completely forgot who his trainer was, and then when I saw him fighting, and I saw how big he is for a 135er. That's when we were on our little gossip
Mm.
thing last night. I kept asking, he's fighting at 135 because you know what, Ed? He looked muscular. You know what I mean? He looks strong. I mean, that guy, he's a force to be reckoned with. I'd like to see him fight Murataya. I'd like to see him fight Camaron Cepeda. You know what I mean? I think he's those or be the tester Murataya for a vacant belt. Instead of him calling out Teofimo, that's ridiculous. Fight Murataya, and then let's talk about it. Get a belt first. But I was impressed, Ed. I'm not a big fan yet, but I was impressed.
Yeah, I was impressed as well. Something that a lot of people aren't talking about is what El Pachuco is bringing up right here is that
Yeah.
Pedraza is a 140 pounder, and he had to go down to 135 to make this fight happen. At 35, I think he is at 35 years old to go down in weight. It's a little bit of a different animal. So I'm not sure Pedraza had everything in him to go in there and make it that competitive. But he's still a tough dude, man. I mean, to go in there and do what you did to a crafty guy like Pedraza, a true veteran in Pedraza, you got to give Keyshawn Davis some sort of props. Um, where does he stand? I like him. What he showed yesterday, I liked him. I know he was having that beef with Frank Martin. I would like to see that fight. I don't think
Yeah,
that
that'd be a
happens
good
though.
fight.
That'd be
Yeah,
good. Yeah, that'd be really good. Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, and I heard it on another channel today too, and it does kind of upset me, and it's what you were bringing up too, David. Why are you over there calling out Teofimo, man? You're 135. Why are you over there calling out somebody that's not in your weight division? Why are you not focused on your division? Unless you're planning to move up, then move up. Okay, but don't. Oh man, I'm calling out Teofimo, man. If you handle business tonight, let's go ahead. Let's do it, homie. Who the hell are you, dog? Who are you, homie? You have not earned anything, even in your division, in your weight class. You have not earned anything yet. Now you want to go to another weight class and go after the champ? Like, nah, dog, that's not gonna happen. I'm glad Teofimo and his dad were like, what? Kick sticks, dog. You a nobody right now. Become someone in your division, and then maybe if you want to move up, then we can talk. Or move up and have a couple of good key victories and then start talking. But yeah, nah, dog. You don't go and start calling out Tio. Mikey, what do you want to see from Keyshawn Davis at 135?
Yeah, there's great names at 135. I still think
Mhm.
Keyshawn is still young. I don't uh man, there's great fighters. There's Frank Martin, like I said. There's El Camarón. There's what's his name? He retired. What's his name?
Shakur Stevens.
Shakur Stevens is at 35. That'll be a boring fight though. It just it's styles. He's got to get the right style to match up. He also called
Camarón,
out, huh?
Murataya, Murataya.
Muay that's a banger right there. That's a banger. I don't think they'll let it happen though. Two hot
Yeah.
prospects coming up. He called out the kid. He's at 130 now. Is he 135 now? What's his name? Oh man, I had it in my tip of my tongue right now. The Mexicano that fights awkward. He's at 130. Long arms.
Yeah,
Navarrete.
Navarrete. He called out
Navarrete.
Navarrete.
Yeah,
When?
yeah.
That's
Last
a good
night?
fight. Yeah, he
Last
called him
night?
last night.
Oh,
Yeah,
I didn't
look,
hear that. Really?
yeah,
Yeah,
yes, and okay,
yeah.
and this is the problem that I have. You're calling out somebody from at 140, Teofimo Lopez. Then you're calling out somebody at 130. Homie, you're at 135. You want one of those fights, go one way or the other. Why? There's great fights at 135, Holmes. You didn't bring up any name in your weight class. Not one. You're looking at somebody below you, you're looking at somebody above you in the weight class. So are you gonna move up? Are you gonna move down? What's going on here? That's the one thing I don't like about this dude, dog.
You know what? He needs to start smoking weed again. That's what
Oh,
it is.
stop. He stopped.
Yeah, yeah, he's not, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
He told his entire story, man, that he was
Oh my
addicted to
god.
weed.
No, he needs to start
Oh
going
my
back
god.
to the monja.
Give me a
Yeah.
couple of long ribs, Holmes.
Yeah. It needs to come back to reality.
Yeah.
Hey man, I want to give a big saludos and a big shout out, man, to the G Unit twin, the Garza family. Saludos to you guys, man. That is great family right there. Saludos to them. Money greedy usually ruins everything. I mean, that's the thing, dog. Guys just don't want to earn anything. They just want money right away. So, Keyshawn Davis, this was your 10th fight. 10th fight, man. So, let's move on to the main event. Man, this is getting everybody's mind twisted all around, man. There was a lot going on there. And then the fight started, and then there wasn't a lot going on there. But David, I'll start with you. What did you think about the ring entrances and it's Vegas and the whole showmanship?
You know what? That Teofimo Lopez, he has showmanship, man. I mean, even the way he sees the camera, he walks to it. I mean, even when he walks in dressed like Chapulín Colorado, you know what I mean? Everybody thought it was all these gabachos thought it was Deadpool, dude. It was Chapulín Colorado. That's how he came in dressed. But all these gabachos, Deadpool, no, cabrones, it's Chapulín Colorado. You know, when he comes in dressed the way he did, and then that entrance, man. I mean, and having that tall guy with the stick man with the sword, you know what I mean? I mean, they put a lot of money into that. It was good, but dude, it put me to sleep, man. It was one of the. It just came this much. It was this much better. I mean, literally by inches, this much better. I would say a hair better because I don't have any, but this much better than Shakur Stevenson. Last boring
Okay.
fight. You know what I mean? It was just a boring fight. And they both,
Okay.
you know what? They both should have gotten either an L. I think I read somebody, Cali Boxing said that. They both should have gotten an L or it should have been a draw. Nobody won in that fight. And the ones that lost the most were those idiots that paid thousands of dollars for the front row seats. Those are the ones that lost the most. You know what I mean? And I didn't go to sleep till 1:30 and I lost my sleep. So no, it was a waste of time, that fight.
Oh yeah, man.
Okay. All right. Mikey, we'll get to the fight in a second, but what'd you think about the entrances?
Oh, I got it. I got excited.
Me too,
It was a
man. It's
show, man.
cool.
The interest was cool. He was looking at the camera. Man, I thought he was looking at me. I got pumped up. I like Thursday. I'm getting a treat on Thursday. I'm gonna go to work all happy, watching highlights while I'm teaching the kids. Hey, what are you doing? And I'm watching the highlights. Man, I thought we were gonna see a performance. I called the
Me
knockout.
too.
Man, it's just we'll talk about the fight, but his footwork sucks, man. Tio, man, inconsistent. To be one of the faces of boxing, to be the top dogs in boxing, like Canelo, you got to be consistent. He's inconsistent, and I'll get into the fight after. But yeah, man.
Okay. Okay. I said one thing when I saw the entrance, right? And I saw the whole kind of circus Vegas kind of thing going on. The only thing that came to my mind was you better win this fight. And you better win by putting on a good show, but you better win this fight. If you put on a poor performance, people are gonna look at your entrance, man, like you don't have your head in the game. You're over there trying to show off. Rest in peace, man. Rest in peace to the late great Carl Weathers
Yeah.
and Apollo Creed, who used to come in and be the showmanship, right? All that great stuff, man. You guys remember Rocky Four? What happened to him when he put on that big show? Is your head in the game, man? And I just said one thing, dog. You better show up in the ring. You better show up in the ring. But let's get all right. So let's get to the fight. Let's actually talk about the fight. Mikey, what did you see? It went the distance. Um, some people thought that Jermaine Ortiz was going to win. Now there's controversy. There's people saying that Jermaine Ortiz did actually win. How did you see the fight, Mikey? Who did you have winning? And could anybody have done anything different?
Yeah, I still gave it to Tio. Ring generalship. Even Bradley talked about it, and I always talk about that. Whenever it's a close fight, when the guy, no one's really doing anything. Who's doing the ring generalship? Who's the general in the ring? And I believe it was Tio. Tio was pushing the fight, but Tio, uh, he doesn't know how to cut ring. No adjustments. The same thing, all night. We saw something in the 12th round. We saw a little bit, but is this guy does the same thing? Sandro Monte was the same thing. It's just Teal doesn't have footwork. We talk about Canelo has slow feet or this, but he knocks out every boxer that fights like Ortiz. He knows how to stop him, take him to the ropes, beat the body, and eventually drops him or knocks him out, or you know. But this guy just did the same thing, same thing. It was boring. It was a dud. My Thursday night sucked. I had to go to work. So yeah, man, inconsistent Tio. His pattern is he has a good fight, then a bad fight, then a good fight, then a bad fight. So next fight's gonna be a good fight. But man, that's what I saw. And Ortiz didn't do nothing. He just fought. He was on his bike. He fought to survive. I'm not gonna give him a W. You got to beat the champion. The unwritten rule is you got to bring it to the champion. You got to beat him convincingly. He did not beat him convincingly. No robbery for me.
Okay. Uh, David, everybody is just on Teofimo Lopez, but Jermaine Ortiz was in there too, man. So what's your thoughts?
Let me ask Mikey a question because Mikey, we both Ed and I, we consider you the tactician, literally. I mean,
Okay.
you're looking at the feed work, footwork, and I mean, even when we're texting each other, you're saying, you know what, look at his right, and man, you're always right. You know what I mean? And with that said, Teofimo, dude, he's been a world champion. He's fought some world champ. He fought Lomachenko. And talking about cutting off the ring, you now people are keep saying he doesn't know. How can he not know how to cut off the ring? When he fought Lomachenko, Lomachenko ran, but ran, and he was cutting off the ring. Mikey, how do you cut off the ring with a fighter like Ortiz last night? How do you do it when he's not engaging you or giving you the opportunity? And I mean, how do you cut it off? Tell me.
Yeah, I mean, it's real hard when a guy doesn't. He's not there to fight. He's there to survive. It's real hard. But investments to the body, it's Mexican style. If you really want to know how to cut ring, I mean, I'm not You watch a Chavez fight, Trinidad, but Mexican style. Mexican boxing is known how to cut ring, trabajando, pujando, pujando, trabajando, cutting off the ring, putting the outside, and shooting straight shot. Don't aim to the head, aim to the chest, and eventually you're gonna hit the face. The chest is a bigger target, so it's just a chess game. It's boring. It's boring,
I
but
mean, look at the fight between Chavez and was it Pernicle when he knocks him out at
uh,
the
uh,
12th
uh,
round?
Sweet Pea Whitaker.
Sweet,
no,
Sweet
that
Pea
wasn't Whitaker. No, it was Chavez Taylor when he knocked him out in the
Taylor.
last.
Oh,
Yes,
Taylor.
Fought
What? Yeah,
Taylor.
the last. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. At the very end.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Chavez was trying to cut off the ring, and Chavez was losing that fight. But it was at the last
Big
round. He
time.
was losing that fight. He couldn't.
yep,
And if
Oh yeah.
anybody
yep.
could cut off the ring, it was Chavez. With that said, what I'm trying to say is, you know what, Ed and Mikey, this guy didn't come to fight. And he kept saying over and over again during his interviews, I'm going to knock him out. Dude, he did not go to knock anybody out. Meldrick Taylor, there it is. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Magic
thank you,
Taylor.
Joaquin. He didn't go to knock him out. He went basically to win by points. And you know what? They never exchanged. And Mikey, on the seventh round, when they did exchange, Lopez popped him in the mouth. He was bleeding. And the other one was
Yep.
a headbutt. But I mean, he went in. But after that round, he ran. He ran like
Yep.
De La Hoya ran the last three rounds on Tito Trinidad. How
Yep.
can people
Yep.
hit him? He couldn't because he was too fast. And I just think that this guy, he didn't deserve the win to me. I'm with you.
Oh
You
no.
know
Oh
what?
no.
He didn't. You got to beat the champion. You got to beat him. Now, he reminded me of what is that guy? Rigondeaux. Rigondeaux. I used to hate.
Brigadale, yeah.
Yeah, but there's people that love watching that. I don't. It was a waste of my time.
Yep.
Okay. One of the judges had it scored 117, 111. I did not see that big of a gap for Teofimo Lopez winning the fight. All day long today, I've just been hearing a bunch of dudes, man, a bunch of people saying that it was a robbery. It was a robbery. Okay, let me go ahead and say this. Um, for one, the commentary just giving it up for Jermaine Ortiz for doing a great job. Doing a great job doing what? Okay. In the words of the great nature boy Ric Flair, just like you said, David, to be the man, you gotta beat the man. Okay. I cannot just say Jermaine Ortiz won the fight, hands down. No, I can't say that. Yeah, he looked like he was doing a couple of cool freedom things, but a lot of the punches didn't land either. Shout out to our boy D Style, who was who was live on his channel. He was saying the same thing. I'm like, wait a second, it's not like Jermaine Ortiz is landing all the punches he's throwing because he's not. So a lot of the good defense was from Teofimo Lopez, having a miss. Yes,
Yeah,
there were a couple of good crisp jabs that landed here and there. Teofimo Lopez landed a little bit here and there. It was a very boring fight. It was fought from the distance. Anytime they got close to each other, boom, they would clinch. So it was pretty damn hard to score. It was hard to say this guy won the fight hands down. It looked like Jermaine Ortiz was just moving a lot more. So you probably might give him the round. And then what is it with Timothy Bradley? Like, oh, you know what? Tio is frustrated. He's very frustrated. Yes, I agree. He's frustrated. It doesn't mean that he's losing the fight. It means that he's trying to engage and this other Mato is not engaging.
yeah,
It doesn't mean, oh, Jermaine Ortiz is all up in his head. He got some frustrated. Yes, frustrated for what? Because he's not engaging, not frustrated as opposed to like, man, I'm losing the fight. I can't catch up. Or no, he's not winning the fight. Jermaine Ortiz is not winning the fight. He's just gotten frustrated because he keeps running around the ring. I don't have a problem with the decision. That's fine. Um, I for damn sure I don't see 117, 111. That's for damn sure. I wouldn't have mind if it were a draw. If it were a draw, I'd be okay. If they give it to Jermaine Ortiz, I'd rather they didn't. Just because that sends out a message where it's like, hey, just come and do what he did to the champion, and then you become champion. Like, nah, Charlie, homie, to be the to to be the man, you gotta beat the man. You don't need to do anything extra. I want to make that clear. I'm not saying you gotta do something extra. but you can't go in there and do that and by somehow default because you happen to land one extra jab in a very boring fight. Now we're gonna give you the title. No, I don't want to see that, man. David, I'll pass it to you. Did you watch his post fight interview afterwards?
Once again, man, me, myself, and Irene. This guy has like 5 different personalities. Literally.
Mm.
I mean, he's schizophrenic. There's something wrong with that guy. I mean, first of all, he's criticizing these people. Hey, Vince, what's going on, brother? He's criticizing these people because they're booing him. And then his father's next to him telling him, they're not booing you. And he goes, get away from me. I mean, that's one personality, passive aggressive to elder abuse. And then all of a sudden, and God said, I mean, this
Yeah.
dude, he needs help, man. Before he gets that help, get rid of his father, and he needs a new coach. He definitely
Mm.
needs a new coach. If he wants to make it to the top, get rid of his father. He needs a new coach, and then go see a psychiatrist. Forget psychologist.
Okay. All right. Mikey, did you see the post fight interview and everything he was saying?
Yeah, he went on a rant about God and everything. I mean, not to disrespect, God and religion, but yeah, he went on a little rant. His dad was right there. Uh, I was just kept when he was going on his rant. I was like, dude, you got lucky. First of all, that bad performance, and second of all, you were calling out Crawford like, dude, Crawford was sleepy, bro. You'll put him to
Yes, he
sleep.
was. No, but
I'm
Carl
like,
Crawford was sleeping. He was literally falling asleep.
yeah, I got good sleep watching the fight. I got tired, but nah, this guy inconsistent. To be a top dog, you got to be consistent, and Teal's inconsistent. And do not call out Crawford. He will put you to sleep and maybe ruin your career. Southpaw that moves, he moves like better than Ortiz, but he'll knock you out. He'll set you
Yes.
up and knock you out. Oh
Mhm.
man, he looked ridiculous, and now the internet is going wild on this guy. Teal, Bodecito, man.
Okay. I got something to say about that, but first let me give my thoughts on the post fight interview. I completely agree. He's all up in his head. His emotions get the best of him. He's telling everybody to suck his, what. Um, it's crazy, man. I don't know where this dude's head's at. People are booing, but at the same time, I don't know how much really fault I want to put on Teofimo Lopez, man. He was there to fight. He was there to engage. Jermaine Ortiz was the one not engaging. And as Puerto Rican Ron was saying, he thought Ortiz won. Look, I could see that. I can see that to a certain extent. I'm not arguing one way or the other, but I don't want him to get the victory like that because these rounds were very, very hard to score. And maybe you do score one more for Ortiz. Tio, Tio is way off in his head. David, you and I talked earlier today, and it's like, look, he's got so much skills, so much that his dad is not a good enough coach to get those skills off out of him. He's not. His dad's gonna hold him back. He's gonna go his entire career, man, and not being able to, bring out the best out of him because his dad is not a good enough coach.
But Ed,
He
he
need
beat Lomachenko. I can't believe that though. He beat
I
Lomachenko and then he sucks. His
I
dad
you know
beat
what?
Lomachenko. That's weird, dude.
Okay,
That's
that well,
super weird.
look. I also want to. I'm not making an excuse, but let's also remember Lomachenko had a bad shoulder.
Okay.
Look,
Okay.
Teofimo Lopez, man, in my opinion, I think can be a really great fighter, but he needs a great coach, and his dad is not a great coach. His dad is, I don't know, mediocre, I guess. I don't know. I don't know who else the dad trains, but
Yeah.
I think Teofimo Lopez can be great. And if he fought Terrence Crawford, I don't know, Mikey. I don't think Crawford will sleep him, dog. I think that Crawford is there to engage, and I
Yeah.
think it'd
Yeah.
be
Okay.
a better fight. I mean,
But
I would choose Crawford. I would choose
yeah.
Crawford for sure. Yeah.
No, I understand. I understand Ed, where you're coming from because he has trouble with guys that fucking like the Sandor Martins. Like, look, he fought a southpaw his last when he got the belt. What's his name? the 140-pound champion. What's his name?
Josh Taylor.
He fought Josh
Josh
Taylor.
Taylor.
Josh
Yeah.
Taylor was there to engage, and he destroyed him, made him look easy work. And I don't think Crawford's gonna run, but Crawford is gonna box and set him up. I just don't see him Teofimo beating him. Teofimo needs to get a better jab. His footwork needs to be better, and I think it's time for his dad to become second place and get a trainer. Come to I don't know who can give him great fundamentals and work on his jab. I don't know. I got to think about it, but yeah, I think his dad needs to go. I think it's about that time.
And you know what, Ed? I think you said it, that only once in a decade you see somebody that's special. I remember several months ago you talked about that he was a prodigy.
Yeah.
And you know what? I truly believe that. You know what? The way he was moving, even this guy when Ortiz was trying to hit him, did you see how he was moving his head? I mean, not one punch hit him, and this guy was throwing hard. You know what I mean? Combinations, but he's that prodigy. But you know what? He's so smart. It's like the Rain Man in there. He's so smart that he's dumb. You know what I mean? And I think that he, without a doubt, he needs, without a doubt, a new trainer if he needs to go to the next level. But I think he is a prodigy. I think he's special. Without a doubt, I think he's special. He proved it. He proved it against Lomachenko, like you said, Mikey, and against Josh Taylor. Those are champions. Those are unique champions, and he proved it. So he's special. He just needs to change coaches.
Yeah.
He needs an elite trainer. Anybody come to mind, David?
You know what? I was thinking Joel Diaz to cut off the ring, or maybe Canelo's, what's his name?
Reynoso?
Reynoso. I was thinking of Robert Garcia, but you know what? Robert Garcia has a packed gym. This guy, believe it or not, I even told Ed today, I'd like to see him go to Bomac. I mean, could you imagine with Bomac? Oh my God. I mean, he needs somebody that's going to come in and tell him the facts, tell him the truth, and teach him how to
That's a good move, Bomac. That's a good move.
Very good.
He has a Philly shell. He learned a lot.
It is a good move, with the exception that he's calling out Crawford. So so it probably wouldn't fit. But outside of that, I think it is a good move. I would like him to see go to Bomac. I think that's a good move, man. Somebody that's gonna bring the best out of him, man. Because damn, he's got a lot of great skills and speed and hand speed and pop to his punches, and it's just his dad doesn't know. His dad doesn't know how to train an elite fighter, man. He's too good for it. He's too good for his dad. I guess that's what I'm saying.
His dad's just as crazy as he is.
Those locals. Yeah, they're nuts, dude. They're nuts.
Asterisk for both victories over Loma and Taylor. In my opinion, I don't know, man. No, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say, if anybody's to say that about Loma because he had a bad shoulder, to a certain extent. But no, I don't. So what do you want to see next from Loma? I'm sorry, from Teofimo Lopez. Who does he fight next? I know he's calling out Crawford. If that fight doesn't happen, which I don't think he's going to, Mikey, who does Teofimo fight next?
Yeah, styles make fights. This style, I do not want to see Teo with a guy like this ever again. A southpaw, whatever. I want to see him versus Matias. That's a banger. That's a banger. Teo's special, but he's also special in. Like, do not put him with a southpaw a boxer or somebody that he doesn't know how to cut ring. Teo, I think he's better when he counters you and the fighter's there. And Matias is gonna be there. Matias doesn't have the best defense, but he's a killer. So whoever lands first, or whoever has the biggest balls is gonna win the fight and shows great chin. And Teo has a good chin. Matias has a great chin. I watch his highlights. God damn, he gets hit with everything, but he's a killer. So that's a banger right there. I still believe in Teo, but he's an idiot. He's special ed. Yeah, dude.
Hey, Hey,
Yeah.
Joaquin, you're not lying, dog. You're not lying. Taylor looked bad against Catterall, which was the fight before, and yeah, he had been
Yeah.
talking about moving up to 147 for a while. Yeah, but I don't want to take that away from Teofimo Lopez. He looked great against both guys. Yeah, you could come up with a reason why some of these guys may have not looked as great as they usually do. I still think Teofimo Lopez is a can can be a great fighter. David, who do you want to see Teofimo in there? If it's not going to be Crawford, which it doesn't look like it's going to be Crawford.
Jose Ramirez, Catrell. Jose Ramirez is going to box. He's going to fight. Jose Ramirez, Barbosa,
Mm.
Catrell, and my number one pick. And you know what, Mikey? We might see it, believe it or not, because Theo might say, I'm going to show you guys how I fight. Because he knows that Matias is going to fight. And you know
Yeah.
what? If I were a betting guy right now, what's going on, Andrew? I'd say, you know what? His next fight, it might just be Matias. And I would love that fight. I would love that'd be a banger.
Oh
And
yeah.
Dale's going to say, this is how you fight. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
That might just happen. He actually called them out. He actually
Okay.
called. Yeah, Dale's called
Yeah.
them out.
That's
Yeah,
that's a
He's
great
the
fight.
only one. Yeah,
yeah, no. Hey, look, Teofimo Lopez has been calling out Matias,
yeah.
and some people have were like, "Hey, why are you calling out a guy when you got somebody else in Jermaine Ortiz to worry about? Why you over there calling out Subriel Matias?" Look, if that fight happens, so be it. I would like. I would. I'm with you, David. I would love to see him in there against Jose Ramirez.
Oh
I think
yeah,
that would
that'd be
be
a great
a
fight.
great fight as
Yeah,
well. I would love to see that fight. But if he gets in there against Subriel Matias, I would love to see that fight, man.
me too.
Subriel Matias is a straight
Yeah,
killer, man. He is a killer. So, Joey Camanche, okay, he used to be in Teofimo's camp, and that's when he fought Loma and Richard Comey, which I think Richard Comey is what propelled, catapulted Teofimo's Lopez career forward, man. And
Oh yeah.
yeah, so he's not been in the camp since. So, yeah, that could definitely be a difference. That could
who,
definitely
who,
be.
who is this guy Gamache? I've never heard of him.
That's a
Who is?
trainer.
Yeah, yeah, he's a trainer,
I
right?
Yeah, I don't. I've heard his name, but I don't know. He was there in the camp somewhere, somehow helping out with Teofimo. So if anybody can let me know, Camacho was a former WBA 130 champ. Okay,
So sparring partner.
I remember hearing his name, but I don't know much about him.
And he's a trainer
Uh,
now, Ed? He's a trainer?
I don't know. I don't know. I just remember hearing his name a while back there with Teofimo, and I haven't heard his name in a long time. Yeah, I just got reminded right now. So Subriel Matias is technical, still free agent. Don't believe. Uh, hopefully it's made. I hope it's that. But Ramirez will be great. I love it, man.
Yeah.
His No, his career ended and knockout by Gotti. Okay, all right. Well, if anybody could let us know what he's doing now, because I do remember hearing
Oh,
that
he's a
name
trainer.
a few years back.
And who
So
who is he training now? I like to see who he's training
yeah,
now.
I'd like to see who he's training now. But hey, gentlemen, let's move on to a couple of things right here. So I come on, it was yeah, he was training Teofimo. Okay, so he
Huh.
was there in the camp. Okay, okay. Is a trainer and fighter. He fought Chavez. Okay, but who is he training anybody now? Okay, so I went ahead. I dropped the poll a few weeks ago, um, and I want to get into them. Okay, here we go, man. 2 weeks ago, I dropped this poll, and we got 155 votes. So let me see where you guys stand. We understand that the Bivol better Biev at 175 that fight is made. All right. But if I put you guys in charge, because at this time that I dropped the poll, that fight wasn't made yet. What fight, if you guys had the magic wand, but you can only make one of these fights happen, I'll go with you, David. Which one will it be? Canelo versus Benavides or Bivol versus Better Biev? You can only get one of those fights done. Which one will it
Canelo
be?
versus Benavides.
Okay, why?
You know what? Because everybody's waiting for it, and I think that it's going to be a banger. I think Benavides, whether he wins or loses, I think the fans are going to win on that one. There's not going to be no running on that one. When Canelo
Mm.
did what he did to Vivol, Benavides is going to go in. And he might get counter punched. And he might get hurt, but you know what? He's going to go down on his shield. That youngster is not going to cry like Theo yesterday after the fight, chillando like a little niña. Benavides is not going to. He's going to go down. He's going to get up. And sabes qué? And he's going to take it like a man. I'd like to see that fight.
Okay. Okay. Hey, everybody, let us know, man. We'll go one for Canelo Benavides and a number two for Bivol Better BF. Okay, Mikey, you got your magic wand, Holmes. It's all on one, Mr. Mike Zavala from Mikey TV. But you can only make one of these fights happen. That means the other one's not going to happen at all. Bivol versus Better BF at 175 for all the marbles, or Canelo versus Benavides.
Man, that's a hard one. They're both great fights, and I've been waiting for those fights. And I have if I have to pick, I'm gonna have to pick for Canelo versus Benavides to shut everybody down already. Canelo fought everybody, all his arch nemesis. He's fought him. And he never left legacy in the table. He's gonna fight Benavides and he's gonna knock him out. I don't know when. It could be September or it could be 2025 in Saudi Arabia. But he's gonna beat him and he's gonna knock him out whenever he fights him. I got Canelo. Let's get that fight already. Canelo
It's
Benavides.
going to be in September, Mikey.
It's gonna be September? Shh, it's on. Canelo's not scared of nobody. He ain't scared of nobody. He never left legacy on the table. I just want to say it right here.
Okay, so to make it clear, both of you guys would rather see that fight as opposed to Bivol versus Better BF.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay,
Mexican style, Mexican boxing is it's not gonna be like the Tio like somebody put there.
No.
It's gonna be a crazy fight. But both
okay,
fights are crazy, man. I love Better
okay.
Being.
Man, as of right now in the chat, we got nothing but pure ones. We got nothing but pure Canelo Benavides. On the comment section, somebody put Bivol Better BF. Somebody put this is an easy one, Better BF versus Bivol, and gave an explanation. And that explanation is basically because Canelo's gonna whoop Benavides. That
Woo!
that he'll whip him. So it's better to have the Better BF Bivol fight. Now the poll again, we got 155 votes. 41% voted for Bivol versus Better BF. 59% voted for Canelo versus Benavides. So it's not that big of a gap. It's not a complete wipeout here. There's some people that are voting for Bivol versus Better BF. Look, for me, this is a hard one, man. I want to see both fights, but I can only choose one. As I think as a true boxing fan, maybe you want to make Bivol versus Better BF as a true boxing fan. But as a boxing fan overall, it's a bigger event for Canelo versus Benavides. Um, the hype that's gonna be for it, the carne asada, the barbecues, getting everybody to come over. Nobody's gonna come to your pad, homie, to watch Bivol versus Better BF. Nobody knows who they are, for the most part, unless you have some real true hardcore boxing fans. Outside of that, I want to see it, but honestly, yeah, I would choose Canelo versus Benavides.
Hey,
And
JC just said Cholo wants Conor Ben versus anyone.
he takes on everybody, Holmes. He'll take on anybody. He'll take on anybody.
JC
So
cracks me up, man.
just the carne asada alone, brother. Yeah, you're not gonna throw a party for Bivol Better BF. You're not gonna throw a party like that. No, nobody's gonna care about it, man. But Canelo versus Benavides, everybody's calling everybody. What's up? Where's the fight at, man?
Oh,
Bring out the big screen. Put the TV outside. Hey, I'll bring this. I'll bring that, man. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's make that fight happen. Solo about to hit three for Conor Ben versus whoever.
Hit three. Hit three. You want to see
Hey,
Conor
man,
McGregor?
that JC cracks me up, man. It's funny.
Okay. Hey, so now that we got that one out the way, the next poll that I dropped, this one was about 5 days ago. It was early this week, I believe. Okay, and this one all pertains to Canelo. Okay, which fight would you rather see happen? Okay, there's all talks about, oh man, who's Canelo gonna fight? Who's Canelo gonna fight? Okay, let's get Cinco de Mayo out of the way, and let's say this is let's say he fights Jamal Charlo. Okay, I'm just putting it out there just so we don't have to go through all this. Let's say he gets rid of Jamal Charlo. If he fights Jamal Charlo on Cinco de Mayo, okay, September. This is the end. This is who he's gonna fight. Would you rather have him see him fight Benavides, or would you rather have him fight Terrence Bud Crawford? I'll start with you, Mikey, on this one.
Man, as much as I want to see Crawford get his ass killed by Canelo, because he's trying to jump 22 pounds. I don't think no one's ever done it. You do it little by little, like Canelo, Pacquiao, Roberto Duran. But 22 pounds off the fly, he's trying to get a payday, man. I want to see him, but I want to see that Benavides. I want to see the Benavides fight. So I want to see Jose Benavides' face, like after the fight. So I want to see the big Canelo knock out that big monster, dude. So I'm gonna say Benavides Canelo.
Okay, okay, David.
Ditto. Benavides Canelo.
Okay. Well, let me ask you guys this then. Let me ask you guys this. What fight do you truly believe makes more money? Canelo Crawford or Canelo Benavides? I'll start with you, David.
Canelo Benavides.
Makes more money?
Yeah.
Okay. Mikey?
I say Canelo Crawford. Benavides sold 60,000 his last pay per view. So I mean,
Mm,
it's what Canelo can fight anybody, like I said. But Crawford, I mean, like he has a good following, and I think they both will do good. I don't know. To tell you the truth, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm not mad if Canelo fights Crawford in September and he fights Benavides the following year. They both sell. Those two fights are big bags, man. Yeah.
okay. Joaquin is saying Canelo versus Mikey TV in September for all the canicas, homie.
Yay!
Uh, I'll say this, man. I'll say this. Canelo versus Crawford, while it's intriguing to others, I'm telling everybody right now, I'm not interested in that fight. I'm not, man. I'm
Yeah,
not
man.
interested in that fight unless Crawford starts moving up in weight. I'm not interested in that fight, man. I'm really not. Other people are very interested. So to me, hands down, it's Canelo versus Benavides. But see, here's the kicker, though. Here's the kicker. I truly, truly believe that Canelo versus Crawford brings in more money than Canelo versus Benavides. I do believe
Why?
that. Not a lot more. I don't want to make it seem like, oh man, Benavides and Canelo doesn't sell. It sells, and it sells a lot. I just think the mismatch, the novelty to it, the Crawford going up in what three weight classes, and you know what he did to Errol Spence Jr. I just think that sells a
Oh
lot
yeah.
more. We're getting into these wacky kind of boxing times and wacky boxing matches. I think it sells more than the Benavides fight.
And you know what, Ed? I agree with Mikey. I see that fight in May
Mm,
of 2025 in
mm,
Dubai. I see that fight. I see
mm.
The
the
what?
Arabs saying, "Sabes qué? Crawford and Canelo." I see it there. See, it wouldn't make any sense for him to fight under the banner of PBC when Benavides is already there. You know what I mean? He's already a PBC fighter. So they want to make sure that Canelo fights PBC fighters so they could get a cut out of Canelo and the PBC fighter. So it wouldn't make sense for Munguia to fight him
Right.
in May. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
You have to get somebody that's already there. So the only two that are there, three. Morrell's another one, David Morrell, but he's not there yet. But it's going to be Benavides. It's going to be Charlo, and it's going to be Benavides, and then
Uh,
maybe Crawford in Dubai, Mikey. and
I,
that's going to make huge amount of money. Yeah,
There's a
yeah.
lot of fights for Canelo. There's a lot of fights.
No, I believe that, man. I truly believe that. Everybody's, clinging on to all these rumors out there. I look, he's with the PBC for two more
yeah,
fights. I do believe he's gonna beat Charlo, and I do believe he's gonna beat Benavides. If it's not, then it's not, man.
yeah.
But
And gentlemen, I know you guys heard about the rumor. There's turmoil with the PBC and the Amazon deal. They haven't announced the Canelo fight. So what's up with that?
Yeah.
yeah, no, they have not, man. So I don't know, dog. The PBC, man.
Canelo could
I'll
probably
leave it at.
opt out. Like he's got
Yeah,
guaranteed
he
money. They're not going to
can.
give him guarantee. He said,
I
there's something in the contract that says you're not going to give me the guarantee that I'm out. So we might not see that Benavides fight.
Yeah, no, who knows, man? Andrew Virgil fighting Crawford and Spence, that'd be good, man. I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
You know what? Before I got to give just a little announcement. Before I do that, I mean, this was fun right here. I wanted to see. Oh, by the way, I didn't give the numbers to that. Man, overwhelming. Canelo versus Crawford got 26%. Okay, this one 80 people voted. 80. 26% goes to Canelo versus Crawford, while an overwhelming 74% is picking Canelo Benavides. Crawford Canelo, I'm not interested. I'm not interested unless Crawford starts moving up in weight. If he doesn't, I'm not interested, man. I'm just not. So, but I do think it makes more money. Not much more, but I do think it makes more. Hey, gentlemen, something that nobody's talking about. Next Thursday, we got boxing. Jojo Diaz is stepping into the ring. David, you interested at all? Is Jojo done? Is this fight even going to happen? Does he even make weight?
First of all, he's fighting a guy from Tijuana who's nobody ever heard of. They're bringing in, there you go, Mikey. They're bringing in a cab driver. He has to knock him out. And this is let's build up my confidence again. You know what I mean? That's all it is. You know where I like the fights? I like the fights on Friday, on the 16th. Shuju Carrington. I mean, you got some good fighters on Friday, better than Thursday night. Am I going to watch it? Of course, I'm going to watch it. I like watching Jojo Diaz. He's always a good slugger, but dude, he's done. He's done. He's the gatekeeper. He'll never be a champion again. He's the gatekeeper. But the guy he's fighting, literally, you're going to see a knockout, and you're going to see Mikey. You're going to see a knockout. This guy's a nobody, dude. Yeah.
All right, Mikey. Next Thursday, we got some boxing. Jojo Diaz is there. You win, you out. He still puts on a good fight, but who knows, man? He just doesn't make weight, though.
Yeah, Jojo's Mexican. He's chaparrito, but he eats good, so he's sick. He can't lose that weight, man. Once upon a time, I used to like Jojo. He was dope. I think he was an Olympian or something. His dad learned how to coach through YouTube, supposedly, and he did pretty good with him. But Jojo's done. It's too many obstacles. He's getting old. He's a good name, but if I don't go to the gym, I'll watch it. If I'm at the gym, I'm not gonna watch it, man. Keep it real.
Okay. All right. Hey, two more things. Ryan Garcia confronted Devin Haney face to face. Walked right up to him. They were talking masa in each other's face. Looked like they were going to throw some chingazos. Mikey, should that fight happen?
There's a rumor that the fight. Yeah,
they announced it today. It's been announced.
It's announced. It's a done deal.
It's a done deal. Yes, April 20th, Ganja Day. I think that's what they call it.
Okay.
Oh wow, man. Okay.
Today it was all over the media. Yeah. Announced.
Oh wow, I missed that one, man. I saw when they went up to each other face to face, man, and it looked like they were gonna start throwing chingazos. Okay, hey, you happy with that, Mikey?
Oh man, Ryan, what does he bring to the table other than money? Ryan's the A side in this fight, I believe, even though he doesn't have no belts, never beat nobody, but he's a piñata, and you beat him up, you get money. So I understand Devin Haney's fighting him. But you're going backwards. You're fighting Ryan Garcia instead of Matiz. There's champions at 140. So you're taking a step backwards, but I understand the move. He's getting the bag. So I guess I got David
Okay.
Haney getting no boxing lesson, probably even knocking him out.
Okay.
Yeah.
David, you like this fight?
Yeah, I like it. I like it. I don't give Ryan a lot of hope, but Ed and Mikey. I saw his interview with that guy Ben David or whatever, David
Ben
Ben.
Davidson? Yeah.
You know what? That was a very
Oh, not Ben.
interesting interview. That was a very it gave me a different outlook on on Ryan. I mean, a totally different outlook. I
Mm.
guess a little more positive, outlook on him. Yeah, yeah. That interview, you guys get a chance, watch that interview. It's a very interesting interview. He opens up a lot about his personal life, and he's not making it up. He even begins to speak in tongues during the interview. And
What?
it just gives
Wow.
you a different perspective on him. It's an hour long, but it's worth your
PBB.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's an hour long, but it's worth it. I enjoyed that interview. Yes, I'm looking
Okay.
forward to that fight.
Okay. Yeah, so am I. You know what? Neither one of these guys have a fight lined up with anybody really meaningful. Fight each other. That's cool.
Yeah.
Who do I think's gonna win? Devin Haney. But I'm with you, Mikey. Ryan Garcia's the A side. He brings in the money.
Oh yeah.
So I
Oh
think
yeah.
that I think there's probably gonna be the biggest payday Devin Haney gets. Not
Yeah.
that he doesn't get paid, but I think this is gonna be the biggest payday. But I think Devin Haney wins the fight. But yeah, well, I mean, everybody, you got nothing else going on, so fight each other. So uh, I want to go ahead and before we bring it to a close and make a little quick announcement on this channel. I'm gonna be stepping away for quite a few weeks. I'll be back in the month of the end of March. Um, David, Mikey, these vatos locos, man, these chingones are gonna keep holding the fort down, man. I love coming on here and talking boxing. I look forward to it. It's not a job. I completely love it, man. It's one of my favorite things to do is to come on and talk boxing with you guys. The reason why I'm stepping away, nothing's wrong or anything like that, but while I'm not Catholic and I don't practice Catholicism, I am a believer. And one thing that I do every year, I do Lent. And Lent is pretty much among us. And for one reason or another, it came to me that I should give up uh, YouTube. So that's one thing. I don't know why. I was just feeling it right here, right in the corazon, hard, 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 hard. So um, I'm gonna be stepping away for that time being 40 days, 40 nights. I already miss it. I want to come back and talk some boxing, but I'm gonna be off for a while, man. So I'll be back towards the end of March. So I'm gonna miss it, man. I am, but I'll tell you guys this, man. I can't wait to come back. So I'm gonna be missing a lot. I want to make a few announcements um, on what will be going on, what I'll be doing in the meantime, because I'm gonna be completely off. I do have a celebrity, well, not a celebrity, but a YouTube boxing match that I'm gonna be calling the fight. You guys could go to Chicano Tube. Um, it's ran by Mike Diaz. The name of the channel is called Chicano Tube. He is the one promoting it. He's the one setting it up. PYP Boxing, our boys over there, our Tejano brothers, along with myself, are going to be calling that fight. So if you guys want information on that, go to Chicano Tube and ask all the information. I don't really know too much about it. He just asked me if I could call the fight along with the PYP boys. I said yes, so I'll be doing that. So
What's the date on the fight? And it's that guy with what's his name? The guy that wears a mask.
it's the guy with the mask,
Yeah,
Tony,
Danny
against
or
some,
Tony.
yeah,
Yeah,
Tony against some guy,
from
EBK.
Northern
So
California, right? D
yeah,
something.
yeah,
Okay, and
EBK, EBK, I believe, man. So
is there going to be a date on that fight?
yeah, they haven't dropped. I don't think they've dropped the date yet. If they do, uh, shoot, I can't be on YouTube, but I'll call you and let you know. Everybody, just go check out Chicano. That's the name of the channel, Chicano Tube. He's the actual promoter. He's the one putting it all together and everything. So he's the guy to go to.
Hey, Ed, if it's
Yes,
before
sir.
you come back, can we get them to be on the show so they could talk
Of
about the fight?
course, of
So
course, of course, of
you
course. Yeah,
organize it so we
yeah,
could have them on the show.
absolutely,
But we'll have the boss to
absolutely,
take
man.
off the mascara. He'll be with
He won't do it. He
yeah.
won't do it.
Yeah,
Hey, one last question on that. It's a cop in me. Is it going to be closed to the public? Is one of them PC or is it open to the public?
you know what? I don't know their standings. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure one guy is probably on the other side. Um, I don't want to ask too many questions. I
Okay.
just want to go call the fight. I can almost imagine, since what they do talk about, and them being there on YouTube and everything.
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure probably one guy might be on the other side. If he is, he is. I don't. I'm just there to call the fight,
No, no,
and
I know,
and
but I'm
that's all I'm
saying
gonna do.
because
Right.
so the public could go, or is it going to be probably if it's that
To
situation, it'll be at a secluded place that nobody knows about, right?
to the best of my understanding, there are limited ticket sales. There are
Oh, okay.
limited ticket sales. Yeah,
Oh,
he's. I think his members get tickets. They have to buy tickets. So uh, something along that line. Something along that line. So, but I'll be
oh,
there calling the fight, man. I'll be there calling the fight. But yeah, that's what I want to say, guys. To all the chingones y chingonas out there. I'll definitely be back, but I'm gonna be gone for a minute or two. So, but with that, that's about it, man.
hey,
Anything else,
brother,
David, Mikey?
you know what? Yes, Mikey, next week, I got camaradas from LA coming over here to Tampa. We got the week planned. I can't make it next Friday if you want to take it. If not, we could start the following week. And I was also going to say, if it's okay with you, Cholo, if we could get somebody, Andrew Martinez, El Pachuco, JC, Pomona Souls, if they want to come on one Friday with us while you're gone, please let us know. We'd love to have you co-host with Mikey and I.
Oh
And
yeah. Oh
this
yeah.
way we can know what you look like, you know what we look like, and we could talk boxing together. But brother, your shoes are hard to fill, but you know what? We're going to give it our best, and we're going to keep your seat warm when you come back. We're going to miss you.
Oh yeah.
No, I appreciate that. Yeah, anybody that wants to come on here and show your ugly mascara, come on in here and talk some boxing with the boys, man.
Orale, Vince, we want you to come on. So let me know. Let us know. I'll send my email out. Orale.
All
Yeah, that's a
right.
good idea. That's a great idea. But yeah,
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
well, I'm gonna try to hold the fort. Me and Dave, we'll get some people. But Ed, I started this because of you. You gave me my shot.
Me too.
Uh, and well, I know you got to do what you got to do, but you'll be back, man. Because we're doing it. This is an investment. We're gonna see the dividends in a couple of years. We're not seeing it now, but we're gonna see it in a couple of years, and we're like 100 million for our podcast, like Joe Rogan. Watch. Oh yeah. Oh
Hey
yeah.
man,
That's the
hey
goal.
man, yeah, hey man. One of the things I love doing the absolute most is going and covering some of these fights.
Yeah.
That is, I mean, goodness gracious, man. God blesses me every time I get a chance to go and cover one of these fights, man, and have the chingones and chingonas on there in the chats, and me right here with these. It's the best, man. Oh, I can't wait to do some more, man. I can't wait to do some more. All right, let's get out of here, man. Whatever you guys do this weekend, be safe doing this. We'll come back and do it again.
And
David
go 49,
Contreras.
go 49ers. Go 49ers.
Come on, man. Come on. Taylor Swift, man. Hey,
That's funny.
that is David Contreras. You guys go check them out on the Gray Line. They're doing some great things. They just started Ash Wednesday. When I come back to YouTube, I want to be over there smoking a cigar, drinking some good old grade A American whiskey as well, man. Mikey TV 365. That guy is dropping it, dog. You really are, Mikey. The way you're breaking down fights and all that. Good stuff, homie.
Thanks, dude. Thanks.
Cholo
Thanks.
Trucker. Cholo Trucker, Los Tres Chingones Boxing. Catch you guys on the next round.